Good.
We're good.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. We are staying in session for the Concord portion of this meeting. First up is a CMS-BC update. I was going to actually turn it over to the superintendent and then let Court fill in any of the blanks from his perspective, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I'll be very high level. We are ready to move forward. So at last week's building committee meeting, CTA has been awarded as the general contractor, so they'll be notified of that. I know that's in work in progress. And we're just excited to get going. I think we should be breaking ground shortly. I know I'm on some emails. It's obviously not as simple as I sign a contract and we break ground tomorrow. So there's some intermediate steps that we're getting information on as they sort through what comes next, but it's really exciting to be this close.
Yes.
Really, really
We
exciting.
appreciate all the
Yeah.
work that's gone into it. And
Can I just plug before I let Court take from there? We are going to hold a groundbreaking ceremony next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Mr. Cameron has really taken on this as a little bit of labor of love here. So there'll be members of the building committee are obviously hopefully going to be able to attend. School committee invitations are going to go out, I think today or tomorrow, to select board and finance committee and just really all the town leadership and then the community at large. And we're going to, really be thankful that we're there and celebrate that. And I think the highlight is going to be Mr. Cameron's integration of the kids. Sixth grade chorus is going to sing. And he has formed a student building committee. I think I mentioned this at one meeting of older elementary school children. And I'm not quite sure what they've been talking about, but they're going to be talking some at the groundbreaking. And then we've got shovels on the way and just going to make a night of it. Not huge, not very long, but enough to really honor the moment. Probably a little premature. We won't actually be breaking ground, but those shovels will be enough to get us the feeling and sentiment going. So exciting.
When will they actually?
I don't have that date yet.
Okay, I
coming.
wasn't sure.
Looks like it'll be later May, early June, maybe.
So maybe spring sports will finish.
I don't know yet.
spring sports aren't even really there.
Oh, they're not.
Oh, we planned.
Yeah, they
Planned not to be there
Been
because we
wonderful.
didn't know. So
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah. So we're ready whenever they're ready.
Sports at Peabody.
Baseball is at Emerson. I can say that. That's all I know.
You're there and everywhere. Yeah.
We have a very fixed timeline, and the presumption is that the contractor accepts that timeline.
Correct.
But then reality intrudes, so
Yeah.
we have to see if in fact CTA can achieve that. I don't have much to add other than a few things that are sort of peripheral. Now that the school is a reality, there's conversation in various parts of town about naming, which is a select board purview, but I'm sure we'll be involved. I don't know exactly how that works. We don't have a policy for naming, they do.
We actually do.
Actually have.
We do have a policy for naming.
Specific.
Yeah. Region.
Yeah.
This is region specific.
We do have a naming.
Anyway, I don't want to get ahead of us.
Yeah.
So please don't overreact to what I'm saying. It's just chat,
Yeah.
okay? The other conversation that seems to be picking up is the timing of the intended opening is also the timing of the 250th celebration for the town of Concord and the 1775 recognition, which is going to be a very significant deal here in town. And Lori, you've been in touch with the folks who are working on perhaps handling some of the landscaping and trees
Yes.
on the site. So there's a lot that's going to be surrounding this project. These are just two examples. Yeah, it's not anything other than conversation at this point, but there'll be a lot of this happening, I'm sure, as we go.
It'll be quite a few months, especially at the peak there. Patriots Day in the new building.
I know.
Kind of coming together there the second part of the year.
Oh, and finally, the next meeting of the building committee, 7:30 a.m. Thursday, May 25.
Yeah, Yes, we're back in
You guys like
action.
once a month or twice?
This will be twice a month, but yeah, I think we'll go back to probably our
I
usual.
think it'll be
cadence.
once we're really up and building.
It's still on Zoom? You guys are still on
Yep.
Zoom?
Still on Zoom.
Yeah.
And there'll be some subset of people who are working daily on the interface with the contractor, Bob.
Jail. Building committee member too.
So is it for this entering this very important phase? Is it clear what the infrastructure is and what the responsibilities of the town versus the building committee versus?
We
School
started that
administration.
conversation at the last meeting.
Remember with the high school, they had a very active finance committee and then they got tons of subcommittees are very active in different parts of the construction
A few
project.
of us pose those questions and the answers are starting to materialize, but I don't think we can really say specifically because I think the building committee heads and the select board have to say, now that we're in this very different kind of phase,
Mhm.
your point, how do we want it structured? Who's responsible for what? I think, I'm going to guess that Bob and Gail Dowd are going to have a much more central role than they have so far for this next phase. I think that would be natural.
The high school had to see them at risk, so kind of
Yeah.
handed over everything to
Yeah.
them and.
What did we say? We said we will be our own CM at risk. So
Right.
we've got to
It's a-
decide, what does that mean? You know,
That's a really different project, yeah.
more to come. But good question. Absolutely.
All right.
Good. All right.
All right. Well, we are excited and looking forward to forward motion. Okay, moving on to the budget update. Bob was able to answer some of the sort of umbrella questions about how we're going to do this. So I don't think we need to have that discussion again. And this is, I think, maybe the third time that we've seen these numbers, so they should be familiar to everybody. If anyone has questions or points for discussion, now's the time. Otherwise, we can move to a vote on this quarterly update.
I'll do one more update before the end of the year, right before we go away in June.
Right.
Or that you go away.
We're still here, Bob. We're always here.
All right, anyone?
We're gonna take some time off.
Just in that regard, Bob, I hope that when we get that June update, we could take a new look at where we stand with our lease purchase on technology. Because we're in this cycle that I need to be refreshed on periodically.
Sure.
Mhm.
That's mostly the high school. Yeah, right.
Thank you. Yeah, it was noted in your high school 1,000 level
Mhm.
earlier tonight. Yeah, thank you.
Can I just had a question? It's not on the agenda tonight, but I was wondering if we could discuss it next time. Where are we with our capital appropriations for prior years? Because in the Concord Finance Budget Book, and I can show you the page after the meeting, Bob, they have no borrowing for FY 21 or 22 for our capital project. So I don't know.
I've been working with Gail and Bob.
Okay,
In fact, they're going out to borrow right now.
okay. So if you just tell me,
Yeah.
what do we borrow for what?
Right.
Us. That would be really interesting.
Yeah, I have, and Ian's prepared an update on, we've kind of looked back at what we have going back out to bid because some of it was going to be purposed to this building.
Yeah.
It's now been reallocated. So we'll have a kind of a comprehensive update. I could do that
That'd be great.
at the same meeting. Just on state of capital.
Great. Awesome. Thank you.
The COVID supply chain issues have really had havoc with our planning.
I know.
So.
Have a kind of everything.
Great.
All right. If I might, could we have a motion to approve the Q3 quarterly budget transfers?
I'll move that that the Concord School Committee votes to approve the CPS FY 23 Q3 quarterly budget transfers.
Second,
Can I have a second? Okay, and this is via roll call vote. So I will start. Anderson, I.
was I.
Morano, I.
Rainy eye.
Rankin, I.
All right. Thank you guys for a great meeting.
All right.
Appreciate it. Have a good night.
We meet